Sorry.
So, you grew up in Long Island. You were playing guitar.
Yes.
How does a guy like you go from that to playing with Madonna?
These three guys teamed up but formed a rehearsal, and they used that gear from Jan and Dean to create a rental company in New York City, and it blew up. So I went there to get a job. I would set up gear for Aerosmith, the Village People, Blondie, the Cars, Foreigner, and anybody, any of the big rock bands of the day. I got to know a lot of these people, but they would have auditions every once in a while. So this guy comes through one day, Patrick Hernandez. He has a big song, Born to Be Alive. We were born to be alive, right? He was auditioning background singers. About 300 girls came through that day. One of them was this girl named Madonna. What do you do here? What is this place? I'm like, oh, it's rehearsal studio, blah, blah, blah. That's how I first met her. I met her again as I was in the studio working on something. I was doing a session. I was playing on a record, but it was the rehearsal for this album. I walk out of the studio and there's that girl again. She goes, you know, your band sucks. I'm like, well, it's not really my band. I'm just here to, he goes, but no, but I like you. You should be in my band. And I'm like, well, okay. Well, how do I know I want to be in your band? Sing. Can you sing for me? And she just sang right on the spot. And I was like, oh, okay, no, I'll play. She had that kind of, for like the first album, that kind of mousy, that voice that she sang with on Lucky Star or something, you know. I was like, okay, no, that sounds good. That's way better than the guy I'm working with in there. I went to rehearsal and auditioned, played through the charts and got the gigs. She wasn't signed or anything, but that's how I first met her. Within 2 years, she had gotten a record deal. It was on the radio, and it's just kind of how it snowballed was very interesting. It's amazing to have seen it happen.
You were the first touring guitar player with her.
Yes, I actually played guitar on the demos that got her the record deal. In the music building on 38th Street, on 8th Avenue between 38th and 39th, you know, the music building, there's 12 floors and there are all these various studios kind of in the garment district, you know. It was a factory or something, but it was converted into rehearsal studios and we recorded on the 10th floor.
Okay, you're rehearsing with her, but when does it go from like zero to like to where you guys?
Well, okay, we did gigs for about a year. We rehearsed. David Frank from The System was in the band. This guy John Kay, who played with Bowie in the fashion video, she was not getting a reaction. We played like a place called the Zoo in Brooklyn. We opened up for David Johansen, you know, on New Year's Eve when New Year's. She wasn't connecting yet. She didn't have a demo she was happy with. But I recorded that last demo, and then I got a gig going on tour for the summer of 1982 with a band called Atlantic Starr. By the time we got back in August, September, at the end of the tour, she had the song Everybody was on the radio. We turned on the radio when we got into New York City. The sun was just rising and we were on a tour bus. Coming into the city, we turned on BLS or something, and there's Madonna on the radio. That's Madonna. And they're like, what? Who's Madonna? So I called her immediately and she goes, yeah, I got a record deal. I got signed to S.I.R Records and I need you to come in the studio. I want you to play because I'm not happy with the guitar player. It was the producer, the first producer that before Jelly Bean, the guy who wrote Borderline. But she had an argument with him and fired him, and then hired Jelly Bean to finish it. And so then that's when I came in. I played guitar on Lucky Star and Burning Up. Then the album came out, and the rest is history. I mean, she had Lucky Star did well. Borderline did amazingly well on the radio. And then we did the Virgin tour and ended with Live Aid.
So your last show was
the last show of that tour was Live Aid.
Wow.
Yeah, it was incredible.
Did you play with because that was the one time where Madonna, you know, got on stage. She was like backup for the Thompson twins, right?
Right, yes. And Niall was playing guitar because she was friends with Niall because he produced the second album. Niall produced Like a Virgin. So there was that camaraderie there. Reggie Lucas, right. Thank you. Reggie Lucas was the, and it's funny because Reggie is from Miles Davis's band. He's like a jazz guy, an amazing guitarist. He just passed away, but very talented. And obviously he did well because he wrote Borderline. He made millions off of that song.